everyone, it's just me, Patty. Today I'm going to be making some homemade applesauce with some apples that I have left over from when my husband went apple picking. So I have about 5 apples. So I thought I'd make some homemade applesauce today. Just a real simple recipe. So I'm going to use these 5 apples and then I'm going to cook them in a crock pot for about 4 hours. So I'll show you the process of how I like to make homemade applesauce with leftover apples. So stay tuned and I will show you how to prepare your apples for homemade applesauce. Okay, so for this very easy applesauce, I'm going to be using these leftover apples. For a little bit of spice, I'm using ground cinnamon and pumpkin pie spice. And I'm going to be using about a half a cup of light brown sugar and 1 cup of cold water. And I'm putting it in this crock pot for about 4 hours. So let me first peel all the apples and I'll be putting them into the crock pot first. Alright, so what I'm going to do first is just peel all the apples. I like to use a potato peeler to peel the apples. This makes it easier. And I'm funny, I like to try to get the whole peel off at once. Didn't do that, but that's all right. But anyways, peel all your apples first, and then we're going to cut them up and put them in the crock pot. All right, and I just like to peel my apples into a paper towel because then it's a lot easier for picking up the messes. So, just gonna peel these apples. See, that's what I mean. I like to peel the apple all in one piece. Not that it matters, but that's just me. And then I'm just gonna put all the apples on a plate before I cut them up. Alright, and there's all the peels, and because I put it in paper towel, easy to wrap this up, and just like that, easy pick up, and just going to toss that into the garbage. Got a few more there, I'll pick those up. And here's the apples all peeled, and then we're going to cut them up and okay, and now the apples are all peeled and we're just going to cut them up and put them into the crock pot. Alright, so we're just going to take the apples and move this crock pot over for a second. And we're going to cut them up and put them right into the crock pot here. So just show you what I'm going to do. See, the crock pot is right here in front of me. So the noise. You can cut them up any way you want. I just cut them and let them fall into the crock pot. I probably wouldn't make them too big because you're going to be mashing this up as it's cooking in the crock pot. If you make them smaller to begin with, it's easier. Unless you like chunky applesauce. I don't really prefer chunky applesauce, so I'm going to cut this up pretty small. So just cut all the apples up and put them in the crock pot, and then I'll show you what I'm going to put on them. All right, and I'm just gonna take light brown sugar and put it into this half a cup and firmly pack it in, and then we're gonna dump it right here into the crock pot, and then add a little bit of pumpkin pie spice and cinnamon. Okay, and this is what I mean by a half a cup of firmly packed, where you just tap on it and pack it in. And then we're just going to put this right into the crock pot onto the apples. And next we're going to have half a cup of water. So let me get that. All right, so we got half a cup of water, and we're going to pour that right on top. All right, and then I'm just going to take some cinnamon. Just sprinkle that on top. You can use as much as you want. I like the taste of cinnamon, so I'm going to put quite a bit. And also I'm going to use the pumpkin pie spice. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on. Then I'm just going to get a spoon, a wooden spoon, and mix that all together. Okay, so we got the wooden spoon, and just going to mix this really good. So it's nice and coated with the brown sugar. You can see it's already starting to look good. I would probably just eat this by itself right now because it probably tastes really good. Okay, so get that all mixed up. And as this is boiling down in the crock pot, you're going to need one of these mashers. Some people might not know what this is if you're young, but this is a mashed potato masher. My mom gave me this when I was younger and said I would probably need it for a lot of things. So if you have one of these, then you could go like this, and as this boils up, you're gonna want to smash it, and then those apples will be a lot smaller, and it'll be made into applesauce. So let me just put the top on and we'll get this started. Right, so I'm just going to put the cover on, and I'm going to plug it in. Alright, now I got it plugged in. I'm going to cook it on high for about 4 to 5 hours, and we'll see how it comes along. And as it's boiling down, I will show you the process. All right, it's been about 2 hours. It's starting to boil down, so I'm just gonna give it a nice stir. Smells delicious. Sorry, it's getting a little foggy. But yeah, give it a good stir. It should start to break down pretty soon now. But in the meanwhile, I made myself a little snack. So let me just show you what I made. Alright. Have some apples with granola. just a little bit of granola with brown sugar and a little bit of butter. Just for an afternoon snack while that's getting made into applesauce. So I'll be trying a little bit of this. Okay, it's now been about 3 hours, and now I'm just going to take the masher and just break up the apples so they're not so chunky, and let this continue to cook. Sorry about the noise, but looking like applesauce. It looks really good. Smells really delicious in my kitchen. Hello again. So now it's been about 4 hours and my applesauce is all ready. It looks very delicious, so let me show you what it looks like. And I wish I could give you a taste of it, but obviously I won't be able to do that. But anyways, let me show you what it looks like. Okay. Oh, it looks so good. Let me try some. Looking good, and it smells so delicious. Again, I started this about 1 o'clock and it's now about 5 o'clock. So yeah, just gonna give it a good stir and give it a little try. Looks really good. It's getting a little foggy, so hold on 1 second and I'll give it a try. All right, so now that it's all done, I'm just gonna give it a little stir. That's what it looks like. That's really good. So give it a little try. That came out really, really good. I recommend you to try it. Again, it's just apples with a ½ cup of water, ½ cup of brown sugar, and a little bit of cinnamon and pumpkin spice seasoning. And it's been simmering on high in the crock pot for about 3-4 hours now. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog on how to make homemade applesauce. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please let me know and I'll come up with some more recipes for you to try. Again, next week I want to make some minestrone soup that is similar to the Olive Garden. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Bye for now. All right, and stay tuned to next week because I'll be trying to replicate this Olive Garden minestrone soup. Yeah, so stay tuned if you'd like to see more of my cooking at home with a patty.